Donald Trump's love affair with Vladimir Putin has never exactly been subtle. It's less of a geopolitical relationship and more of a painfully awkward romance novel. One half dictator, one half McDonald's mascot, trembling at the sound of his master's voice. The Lincoln Project captured this absurdity perfectly with a song that put it all into perspective. The lyrics painted a vivid picture. Trump, the devoted little tord, desperate to be nested inside Putin like a Russian doll. It was the kind of imagery that made people question whether international relations had somehow turned into a badly written soap opera.
I'm your golden cow, your Moscow mule, oh Vladdy Daddy. I'm your useful fool, shove your hand in all the way. I'm your puppet, tell me what to say. Trump loves his Vladdy Daddy. Oh no, are we the baddies?
Of course, the musical masterpiece didn't stop there. The next verse was even worse. Trump, described as Putin's golden cow and Moscow mule, was just another useful fool. The line, "Shove your hand in all the way, I'm your father, tell me what to say," didn't just highlight his subservience. It screamed it. The idea of a US president waiting for instructions like a malfunctioning ChatGPT was as hilarious as it was terrifying. And as the song ended with the question, "Oh no, are we the baddies?" the only possible answer was a resounding, yes, yes you are.
It was the greatest honor, hero of the Soviet Union, awarded to those who gave their all to defend the motherland. Today, it is the hero of the Russian Federation. The men and women who have served the motherland's interests with great honor and distinction.
But Trump's loyalty to Putin isn't just embarrassing, it's historic. The Lincoln Project reminded everyone of Russia's highest honor, the hero of the Russian Federation, a title reserved for those who serve the motherland with great distinction. You know, like spies, war heroes, and apparently US presidents. The ad didn't have to say it outright. The connection was clear. If Trump were any more dedicated to Russia, he'd be giving his rallies in Cyrillic.
J.D. Vance.
I don't really care what happens to Ukraine one way or another.
And the greatest hero of our time, Donald Trump. These heroes know Russia is a peaceful nation that will never bow down to the decadent American values of what they call democracy.
And it's not just Trump. The party of Reagan, once known for standing up to the Soviet Union, has fully embraced the Russia is just misunderstood mindset. Take J.D. Vance, who confidently declared, "I don't really care what happens to Ukraine one way or another." This wasn't just an offhand remark. It was a clear signal that America first actually meant America last if Putin had anything to say about it.
In the first month of Trump's term, Elon Musk and his hacks have already demanded access to our social security data, schemed their way into the US Treasury payment system, leaked sensitive intelligence information online.
Then there was Elon Musk, apparently trying to take evil billionaire to a whole new level. Just 1 month into Trump's term, Musk and his tech cronies were already demanding access to Social Security data and sneaking their way into the US Treasury payment system. Then, for an encore, they leaked sensitive intelligence information online, because nothing screams stable genius like making classified documents a public Google Drive folder. At this point, the only thing missing was Musk tweeting, "Just uploaded the nuclear codes, LOL."
But Musk insists he gets to paw through your taxes, look at every dollar you made, or deduction you claimed. It's creepy, it's weird, it's illegal. Trump bragged about wanting to use the IRS for revenge against political opponents. Where does it stop?
And it didn't stop there. Trump, never one to shy away from abusing power, openly bragged about wanting to use the IRS for political revenge. Meanwhile, Musk was busy demanding access to everyone's tax returns, because what could possibly go wrong with letting an erratic billionaire rummage through people's finances? It was creepy, illegal, and disturbingly on brand for a duo that sees laws more as suggestions than rules.
America on the march. President Trump announced this month that the Gulf of Mexico is going to become the Gulf of America. Can Jimmy have some freedom fries with that? Well then, how about a big, beautiful canal instead?
And we're taking it back.
But if tropical isn't your thing, how about the land of ice and snow?
Of course, when Trump wasn't obsessing over tax returns or fawning over Putin, he was busy redrawing maps with a Sharpie. This time, the Gulf of Mexico had a new name, the Gulf of America. Because why stop at building a wall when you can just claim entire bodies of water? The Lincoln Project didn't let this go unnoticed, sarcastically asking if America wanted some freedom fries with that imperialism. And if the warm tropics weren't appealing, there was always Trump's other idea, seizing Greenland. Yes, really.
Will our fearless leader get us these wonderful lands and properties? Will there be war? Will people die? How much will it cost? Is using the American military to take over foreign lands really fine with everyone, you ask?
I can't assure you, you're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two.
Of course it is. Don't be a commie. We're making America even greater again.
And that led to the big question, will Trump actually use the military to take over foreign lands? The Lincoln Project didn't have to stretch the truth. Trump's own words did the heavy lifting. When asked about Panama and Greenland, his response was peak Trump. I can't assure you, you're talking about the Panama and Greenland? No, I can't assure you one, either of those two. Translation, he had no idea what was going on, but that had never stopped him before.
Now, Elon Musk is trying to open up your personal tax return. Why does Musk want control of your tax data? He won't say, but your tax returns are private by law, with tough criminal penalties for anyone inside or out for the IRS leaking them.
Meanwhile, back in the dystopian subplot of Elon Musk trying to control everything, the billionaire was still obsessed with tax returns. The Lincoln Project pointed out how this wasn't just an invasion of privacy, it was illegal, with severe criminal penalties. But laws had never exactly been a deal breaker for Trump and his orbit. By the end of this 9-act tragedy, it was clear, Trump isn't just a president, he's a man desperately clinging to power, surrounded by enablers, billionaires, and the occasional confused senator. His campaign wasn't just about winning, it was about revenge, grift, and the absolute certainty that he'd never read a history book. And as the Lincoln Project made clear, if Trump gets another term, we won't just be debating tax policy, we'll be debating which country he's trying to annex next. If you love this content, hit that subscribe button, because unlike some politicians, we actually deliver on our promises.
Behold the rare small-pawed trump, Impetus americanus. Notable for its exotic plumage, the trump is typically a ruddy orange color not found in nature. Though Impetus was once considered an alpha predator, this elderly specimen now weighs somewhat over 300 pounds.